Hey yo, and welcome to Get Ready with Sam. How was everybody's weekend? Look, so we bought, like, Dave and Buster's was having this summer season pass, 100 for the gold, and I had much money left over after the family vacation because we did not actually use much of my convention money, so that was cool. And so Chris and I decided, let's get the kids Dave and Buster's passes because that'll give them something fun to do out of the house that they like, and I won't have to worry about the weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the children had never been to Dave and Buster's. To be fair, neither had I. So this was, but I at least knew what it was. I was like, it's Chuck E. Cheese for grown-ups. And so we went, and they are in love with it now, and they can get, like, it caps how many tickets they can win a week. So now, of course, we have to go once a week so they can to get all their tickets.
Yes.
So, especially because apparently you can win a Switch and a VR headset and some other stuff. You just got to save up your tickets.
Damn.
Wow.
They pull their tickets and get a VR headset?
They could. However, literally the exact VR headset they have at Dave & Buster's is the one that Chris just bought for our middle child for his birthday. We're like, damn, we could have just made him wait a couple months and got our own pass. Because like I did the math, and if you get the platinum pass, you can win up to 2,000 tickets a week, and you can get like 26,000 tickets. Okay. And I think the VR headset was about that much, and I was like, we could have saved $300. just made them wait till August. You'd be like, don't worry, we're working on it.
soon. No. I don't have that kind of patience nor the skill at those kind of games.
Oh no! See, here's the thing. No skill required. The children maxed out getting 1,000 tickets in less than an hour.
Yeah, your children are probably more skilled at those kind of games than I'm like really bad at those kind of games. Like it's
no, I mean, like the way Dave & Buster's gives tickets, you get like 20, 30 tickets, like just about every game, and it's unlimited games. So like you just sit there. Although my oldest is obsessed with the tons of tickets crane game.
Okay.
So it takes a little bit of skill, but honestly not a lot. And they discovered there is a like round thing of 1,000 tickets. I'm like, I don't even know if the crane can actually pick that up. But they're like, it doesn't matter. We just want to unbury it. So like they literally
wow.
they got enough to max out their ticket allotment. Like just trying to unbury the 1,000.
Every time I've gone, I've just been stressed about running out of the amount of games I can do and like allocating my games. And then like I can't play any of like I just get like I'm probably it's probably some of my ADHD being like, this is the worst situation for you to be in.
The summer pass is unlimited.
Okay, that's
good. Which is why they limit your tickets.
Yeah.
You can get
yeah.
Otherwise, my children would be like, oh, like one of my kids, they played the Monopoly game, right? This little motherfucker. He like rolled the dice, landed on one of the avenues, and it activated like a bonus that if the next person who played landed on Pennsylvania Avenue, they'd get 600 tickets. Yeah. Well, he went ahead and rolled and then didn't land on Pennsylvania Avenue, like almost did, was just the space above it, which was a chance. And he was just kind of like, oh well. But then it said, move back one space. And he was like, yes.
Whoa.
He could not play another game until all 600 tickets were loaded on his card.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
It took like a minute or two, but that's fine. He just watched his siblings play. So
I think my like 8th grade school for graduation, 8th grade graduation, we went to Dave & Buster's, and there was laser tag there, and it was a field trip, and my science teacher was there, and my science teacher had a Carl Sagan puppet, like marionette puppet, and he brought it and wore it in a baby carrier. And then my dad, my science teacher, and the Carl Sagan puppet, and some of my friends played laser tag.
Fair enough, I suppose.
RP, you look horrible.
Nice.
There's
not at all.
There's a Godzilla VR game there, and my youngest is obsessed with Godzilla. I was like, "Do you want to try it?" And she goes, "No, not unless Dad is here," because like that's their thing now. And that was so cute.
I tried to play a zombie like shooting game one time, and I was like, "No, thanks." Hi, Rowan. Rowan and I did a warm-up sprint beforehand, and I spent half of it looking at haircuts because I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. Because my mom's like, "Are you going to get a haircut before the beach?" So I'm getting a haircut before the beach. And I was just looking at pictures of Sophie Thatcher being like, "I wish my hair would do that, but I don't think it would." She has this fantastic mullet-esque look. And she's so hot. And she has great cheekbones. I watched Companion on the flight, like when I was going home for graduation. I was just like 90% of my attention was just how good she looked in like every shot. She's like murdering people, but I'm like, damn. It's a fun movie. But she has thicker hair than I, but I will see what haircut I get tomorrow. Probably just this.
One of the advantages of unlimited play that my children absolutely love to exploit is playing the shooter games, and then they just scan their card again to continue.
Oh, that's so good. I love that for them.
It can get expensive, which is like literally, so the gold season passes are $100 a ticket, and going just like 2 or 3 times will pay that off. So it was like, and like I said, it's a good way to get the kids out the house.
I was about to mention.
Also, I now get, you also get a discount on the food. We didn't get any food, but we did get drinks, and the discount was nice. I concur.
I got a job today, so I'm also very happy about that. I had the interview, and they offered me the job during the interview. So I'm very. It's like a
congratulations.
2-week thing, though. It's like with the possibility. It's being a camp counselor, but with the possibility of more weeks during the summer. But they just have so many counselors apparently, and I'm like, well, I'm completely free. So luckily, Sam, the 2 weeks that they scheduled me for is not when you're visiting.
Oh, cool.
Right now, so we good.
And yes, like I say, like JC concurs, you could be the worst player and still win a ton of tickets.
Well, that's awesome.
That does make like a lot of the prizes. Like there are no prizes below like 200-300 tickets because of that, unless you go to the like little candy counter.
I forgot to ask how much they pay. So
the camp counselor.
Yeah, but California minimum wage is pretty high, so we all good probably.
JC said congrats.
Thank you.
I've had a busy weekend. It was library weekend, and I had to pick up the buildy kits from Home Depot for the kids, and we went grocery shopping, and then I also had to take the child. Well, I took one of the children birthday shopping. The other one ordered presents online, which came in today. So all the birthday presents are wrapped.
Yay. I love wrapping presents. Like, I really like wrapping presents. Yes? What are you... Yes, I know. No. I know. But I forgot. It's not like it's going to change my level of excitement for the job.
No, you still need to know.
I know, but I always forget to ask. This is not the first time. I'm so used to, I interviewed for a lot of unpaid internships.
Oh, so you're just like so used to not being.
Oh,
Yeah, where I'm like,
That
oh,
would be
wait. And they don't say it online. But it's fine. I'll be paid something, and that's all I can ask for. It's not. I should ask for more, but it's fine. I got this in the mail today. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
ooh, what is that?
This is the book that my choice for this week's book talk, which is on Friday. And it's the Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation. I had this themed dreams last night. I had Grandmaster themed dreams, and I blame Sam talking about it as she reads, and then me reading fan fiction, and then falling asleep reading fan fiction.
Like,
and then
here's the thing. Dreams. Last night I realized how packed my Friday is going to be because we have that stream, and we also have Chris and I are taking one of our children to get their ears pierced, and then we have the birthday dinner because Chris works Thursday, so we're taking the kids out for the birthday dinner Friday instead. And then also now they've requested to go back to Dave and Buster's after the birthday dinner. And how can you say no to that when, like, you've already paid for the season pass?
Yeah.
So I told Stevie, I was like, we need to do the stream, like, earlier in the day. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, and then she's like, I gotta go to the library, but there's riots. And so I just Venmoed riots. And I was like, do not leave your house.
I have to go to the library, but there's riots, which is a wild thing to say, but it is true. They're not anywhere near me. I'm fine, and I
didn't care. She owns volume 5. If I slowly buy her the first 4 through the Let's Talk,
I volume 3 just randomly for some reason.
Oh, you own 3, not 5.
My darling uncle. I have all of MXDX's work on my wish list, and I had 3 and 4 of Scumvillain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Grandmaster, and then he got me 3 of Scumvillain, or of Grandmaster instead of 3 of Scumvillain. And I'm like, thank you so much, but it looks so lonely on my shelf.
Well, now it's lonely.
Yes. Well, now it's Paris on the other side of the country, but I'll grab it when I'm going home next week. Yeah, for my family beach trip. But I won't actually be being in my house at all. My parents are picking me up on the way down to Delaware and then dropping me off at the airport on the way back up at the end of the week. But it's fine. It's fun. I'm excited for beach week. But I can ask them to grab the 3rd copy out of my room, or volume 3. I like that. Jessica, are you going to read it with us? If you have it, you should. It's a great book.
JC said, I get it. If you're used to an unpaid internship, it isn't a question that comes to mind.
Thank you.
Hello, Wangshin.
I was listening to their song. They have a song. I can send you the song.
Okay. That is what I will be working on today, is reading the amount I need.
I lied. I'm not sending you their song. Spoilers.
I look like I just saw something I didn't like, probably because I looked down and blinded myself with my mirror. But yes, I will be reading that because I am reading the ebook, and that takes me longer. But also, physically reading it helps me keep the names and characters more aligned, which was not an issue in Scumvillain. the motherfucker in this book. Everybody
bad. It's so bad. I know. I think it's really cool in a really interesting way to like show relationship dynamics between characters, but also
I absolutely love it. I will say, if it were in English or a more Eurocentric language that I was accustomed to, it would be much easier. And I am aware of this. Hell, even if it was in Japanese, because I'm used to those names. It's just because like a lot of it's Chinese, and I don't, as much as I liked watching wuxia and stuff growing up, the like naming phonetics are not cemented in my brain between this is a title and this is a name. I'm slowly getting there, but so at the moment but sometimes I see a thing and I stare at it and I'm like, is this someone's name or is this the title?
Also, what fucked me up when I was reading it for the first time was the fact that related people have the same name. But it's like Lon, and then they're like names. And I was just like, these are all, it was just fucking me up so much. Like, they're all part of clans. So it's like, some of them are, it's fine. Because I go so much on like the first syllable of what a person's name is, and then the rest is
that part doesn't get me, because then I'm just like, it's the second part that matters, and that's what my brain focuses on.
Yeah, once I figured out that they were different people.
Got you.
This was the first time I read a book that was not originally written in English, I think, was this book. So I was very confused. So long ago, when Rowan had me read this book.
Jessica said I can try. I've also started reading Running with the Alpha Sun, the third in the series by Penny Jessup. I think what the book one is on my list at some point. How many books are you currently reading, Jessica? Yes, the world wishes to know. Everyone in MDZs has a million names, and everyone is important, and everyone is Jingling's uncle.
Literally.
Attempting 3? Yeah, I will say sometimes, and CB could hear me do it, I would stop and I would slowly read a paragraph sentence by sentence and be like, okay, so this person is related to this one, and this is how. Not because I wanted confirmation, but just because explaining it to myself out loud helped me remember it easier.
And then Sam sang it out loud, and I'm like, it's different when you're saying it out loud versus when I'm reading it or hearing it in my own voice, or like the one audiobook narrator I've heard. So I'm like, yes, wait, no, I was only listening to the first syllable. I'm sorry.
I was only wrong. No, there was one time like I wasn't wrong, because so far I have kept them all straight. But you made me think I was wrong because I said this thing, and then you were like said it was somebody else, and I was like, what? No, I'm clearly reading. I have good reading comprehension. I know I'm this. That is his older brother. It says it right there.
Yes.
And then she was like, oh, I was thinking of a different character, and I'm like,
well,
leave
one
me in my
point,
little
I called Lanvanji Lanzan, and you were like, who are you talking about?
And she's like, it's this one guy, and I'm like,
he
has gone by 3 names so far, and that was not among them.
They also just refer to him as Bichen sometimes, like by his sword's name. Like they refer to him as his sword's name. So I think he has 4 names. 5.
No, Longji can't be referred to by his sword's name. It's the same name.
No, that's his instrument.
Oh.
Okay, there's Lanvanji Hangunjun.
I haven't been told his sword's name yet.
Yes, you did. You said I like the name of the swords.
No, that's Zidian.
No, you said I like the name of the swords, and then you said Wei Wei Shen sword, which I can't pronounce, where it's like San. Rowan just messaged me, I'll help you with names whenever. And then Bichen, B-I-C-H-E-N is the name of the sword.
Okay, yeah. Well, look, they like told me the name of the sword offhandedly, so my brain has not connected who it belongs to.
Yes, that is.
I have not been given 2 paragraphs about his sword yet.
No.
I have been given a page about Zidian.
Yeah, well,
Purple Thunder and I have bonded.
I did know that, Rowan. I did realize that Jun is a title because Moby Jun and Thailand Jun from Scum Villain. Anyways, we need to save the actual discussion for the discussion stream.
Nobody's name is spelled that way, is it?
Yeah, no, that's two different people.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying I don't think I've met anybody who's
You haven't.
with Z. Okay, good.
I think you've only met Jinling from the Jin clan.
That's fine. It's genuinely easy for me in the original. Well, yeah, in the original Chinese characters, it's not one letter different.
Also, Rowan, you know what to read Chinese.
I cannot.
I cannot.
I think I've read just enough that I haven't had too much issue with it yet. That's fair.
It's a great book.
I also have watched C-dramas.
Yes.
When I watch C-dramas, much like sometimes when I watch other shows, I process nobody's name. I just rename everybody. You can ask her. I'm not even calling Zheng Lung. I'm calling him Funeral Boy.
Yes, it's Lan Zhan. Yeah. And I think after we read Grandmaster, then we can watch the anime.
Okay.
Which is really well done. And my dad's actually watched some of the anime with me, and he's like, "This is really cool," because it is.
Yeah.
And the zombies don't scare me in it because
I think
honestly, no idea.
Oh, my favorite character is the donkey, and I will be explaining no further.
Well,
until Friday.
I loved listening to you last night. I was messaging some of what I was thinking to Rowan because I couldn't say it to you, and I needed to get it out of my brain. But awesome. I'm ready for a sprint. If you guys are ready for a sprint,
well,
we can keep chatting.
We'll do
sure.
We will do the sprint in 3 minutes when I usually start
the
first sprint.
I didn't realize that we had a metric for these.
I usually start the first sprint between 25 and 35 minutes. Don't take away my human interaction, CB.
Okay.
My adult interactions.
I can't
remember Mondays are social. Wednesday is Wednesday.
I know.
JC, same.
Do the Whip Wednesdays on the weeks I work.
I'll run them regardless of whether they're on my chat. We are just becoming the same brand. It's fine. I have no idea what we're talking about anymore. You guys have said too many. Same. That's the other thing. Like, I'm sitting here learning the names, and then she'll just say them so fucking fast, and I'm like, you just said 2 syllables.
I have to say them fast so no one can tell I'm saying them wrong.
That may also be what's fucking me up there.
Look, because when I was talking to you yesterday, I was like, I'm saying Lanjan with too much J. And then I saw a fucking edit on TikTok today from the anime of the dub, or not even the dub, because there isn't a dub, of the voice actor for Wei Wuxian going, Lanshan! And I'm like, I'm not saying with enough J. There's no J in this word. I know that, but there's the J sound. But it's fine. And yeah.
JC's laughing at our desperate need for adult interaction.
I think there is a pronunciation guide in the back, but
there is
glossary, not a glossary. Because in Scum Villain, it was funny because they said Heaven's Official Blessing and stuff, pronunciation guide, character name guide. Well, that's just spoilers.
There's characters, locations, name guide. The pronunciation guide is after the name guide.
Oh, good.
It's on 738 on the ebook. I don't know if that matches your book.
It does not.
Okay. My numbers, I will say that my book numbers are probably grossly different than your book numbers because of my font.
Okay, we have a glossary. I don't think we have a pronunciation guide in this. That's dumb. Give me a pronunciation guide. Yeah, we go straight from gay people to saying things. We have. Oh wait, name guide. Oh,
I am only as confident that I'm saying Wei Wuxian correctly because I know the word Wei, which probably my intonation is probably still wrong, and then Wuxian looks the same, almost the same as wuxia, which is the genre.
I think. Yeah, I'm not gonna try. Movies. I say Wei Wuxian, which I think I'm saying wrong. I think it's supposed to be like Wei Wuxian. I don't know. Maybe we can just have Rowan backstage during the whole stream and just pull Rowan out when we're trying to say names and then put them backstage again.
Please can't pronounce. What are you talking?
We can't say that joke because spoilers. I'm turning to River Song. I'm just thinking.
No, you're. Hold on, I have to fix something.
In general, thinking about River Song. Rowan agrees to be backstage. Well, they said that that's so funny, which I'm taking as a. They said they do agree. They said they're down. It's like, Rowan, no, you cannot share any of your opinions on the book. You can just say words for us. Hi, Tina.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, yo. It always looks like I have something right here, but that's just because my lip is thicker on this side. So I'm always like, what did I spill? And I'm like, oh, that's my lip.
My lips, I can't tell it unless I put on like lipstick or anything, but their like angle is very sharp from like the top to the bottom. Like I have a small mouth for like the height of my cupid's bow.
One side of my mouth goes up like a smile. The other side, I look like a drama mask.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not wearing makeup. You can see the seam on my nose where like when I was being made in the womb that my face fused together. I can also see them on my arms. You can see it on camera, but like because I was a preemie and like my body just didn't quite finish smoothing out. So there's like lines on each of my arms and then like across my neck from like where the flesh didn't quite, all settle. Or at least that's what I think it's from. Because I've had it my whole life.
That's fair. R.P. Do you have any weird things you want to point out?
Body things.
Sorry, say again.
Do you have anything else you would like to share?
Not along those lines.
RP's like, no, I'm perfect.
I am. What can I say?
She's like, I'm symmetrical.
Awesome. Yeah.
No
would you like me to check on chat?
Yes, please.
Tina showed up. Hello. Figured I'd stop by and see what's up. Sam said hi. Hey guys, Bella said, hey guys, I hope everyone's weekend was okay. It was chill. I'm almost over this cold. It's fine. I'm really hoping I'll be fine by Saturday because that's when my flight is. And flying sick sucks. JC was saying hi to Bella. RP was pointing out we have Tina and Bella. Tina asks me, how are the MXTX graphic novels? I'm tempted to read the graphic novels first, then go back and read the novels so I understand everything.
We're reading the
novels. But I have read the beginning of book 1 before I read the beginning of the first graphic novel before I switched to the novel, and I was reading a really shitty translation, so I don't know officially how good they are, but I do know that they're censored, like fully censored. So I wouldn't.
I don't get to see intestines falling out.
I wouldn't. No. For gay people, don't exist in it. They're just real good friends, which it like maintains some like the still romantic beats, but it's just like this is a friend thing. I don't know. I think they just like don't show. There isn't like sex scenes in the original, like the main story, I think. But it does censor it. So I would read the novels first, unless it like is really bothering you, the names and everything. Because from what I've seen of the graphic novels, like I've read a couple pages of different scenes just to like see what they are, and I'm like, okay, that's a little disappointing. It doesn't get the full like experience, but I mean they're not bad. Like they're very pretty. They're not my favorite art style, but I still very much think they're gorgeous.
I don't know if this is Tina's intention, but I do know some people who will like read or watch an adaptation of a novel first and then go back and read the novel because they're like, then it's adding things instead of things being left out. And I'm like, that's one way.
Yeah, I know, because the Untamed TV show, which is the TV show of Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation, is like it's live action, so it's super censored. But they do I wrote an essay on this. They do a lot of things to get around it. But it's still definitely like it changes the ending. The ending is I have issues with everyone who watches it has issues with the ending.
Don't say nothing else.
No, I'm not saying anything. But it's very different from the ending of the novel. So all right. Stephanie is cooking dinner. Want to jump in and say hello and good luck on whatever you are planning to work on this evening. Thank you, Stephanie. LOL. Rowan has done so much writing today, so I've just been reading. How much have you written today? What's your word count? Rowan and I are doing the month-a-thon. No, month-a-script. Which sounds better in my head. It's supposed to be like write a manuscript in a month, but like not really. But it's fine. We're not talking about it. Anyways.
Essentially, they're doing it's inspired by, trying to write a novel in a month, but they're just putting lofty manuscript goals. And
yeah, I'm doing 30K in 30 days. Rowan's doing 50. Or maybe more than that. No, 50. Rain is doing 70.
I was about to say it's like 50, 30, 70 is the three below me. And then there's me with my 60-something pages.
Kelly says hi. Hi, Kelly. Dreaming showed up. Hi, Dreaming.
Oh,
Tina says, so you're saying I should read the graphic novels for the I Wish It Was canon and then read the novels to get my wish. That's fair.
I like that perspective.
Kind of, mostly because trying to read Scumvillain was really confusing because of the names, and I figured my library has the graphic novels and it'll be easier to understand once I have faces to the names. Yeah, that's fair. I had faces to the names. I misspoke earlier. I read a little bit of the comic, and then I watched the first season of the anime. No, I didn't. I don't remember. I have to go look at Rowan and I's old texts before Friday because I want to be able to bring out my old reactions. But yeah, the names are really confusing in this book, I think. You could just make a chart.
So what's really funny about this is my actual first experience with any of this is listening to my mother talk about it all. And she'll talk about to this day. She'll be like, she's like, I really like this one. I'm not 100% certain I know what's going on because I don't know if I know if all the people. So, but she's like, but I still love it anyway. And I'm like, that's fair. And she's like, she's seen all the adaptations, watched them as they came out and stuff. For the longest time, except she referred. See, that's the other thing. I did not realize my mom and CB were talking about the same series because my mom always referred to it as Untamed, and CB would refer to it as Grandmaster. And I'm like, oh, these are two unrelated things.
No.
And then at some point, CB said something about Untamed, and I was like, oh wait, I know about that one. And then she's like, yeah, Untamed is Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. And I'm like, it's the same thing?
Oh no, I don't have all of Rowan and I's original text because I'm looking at stuff and we're talking about fan fiction for it. And I'm like, I wouldn't have read fan fiction before I read the novel. Maybe I don't know. Wait, no, I'm in. Oh, this is when I was rereading it for my paper.
I sent Fox some pictures of the kids playing at Dave and Buster's, and he's like, "Is it a ghost town in there?" And I'm like, "Well, I took them at 2 to 5 on a Monday," and he goes, "Oh yeah, that would do it." I was like, "I knew what I was doing." We are talking about Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, which is our novel for our book talk on Friday.
It is. I'm looking through my old save snap memories because possibly I'll hit the jackpot and have a video of me talking about it because I used to save so many Snapchats.
Poor RP is here and he's not reading
RP.
Oh, that's totally fine. Totally fine. Y'all are gushing about things that you enjoy, and I enjoy that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's like why the majority of our book talk audience is there, to be honest. Like most of the time they have not read, they have no idea what books, they've never even heard of them, but they're like, but we like you guys talking about it. And I'm like,
Okay.
Tina says she already made so many charts and notes of Sports Mafia game books for her English teacher friends. She cannot make more charts. I have been contemplating making family tree, like pulling out my notebook and writing down a family tree for Grandmaster.
Honestly, not a bad plan.
Which the Sports Mafia gay series is called All for the Game, and the author just announced 2 more books with my faves POV. I'm so excited. Ooh, awesome. Also, RP, I hope you saw that I finished the beta-ing for section 1. It was so good. Excited to get to the next part. Wait, I thought you said you finished the beta for section 2. Oh, chapter 2.
I'm trying so hard not to cringe at my old stuff.
My bad.
It's fine.
Section 3 is not ready yet, is it, RP?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for people to catch up a little bit.
Oh, that's me.
Okay.
In my defense, and you can ask CV, I keep going, like, I've had storms and migraines, and, like, for her, like, right a month, I don't know if you've looked at the chart, my project for the month is to finish section 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And so, I'm like, I just need, like, 1 or 2 days where we're not storming and my migraines are not, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to just read through the section. I get that, trust me. I don't need brain power to read books in general, but I would like at least a little bit of brain function to beta, because you need me to remember things more clearly. And I'm
just a little bit.
Not the Julie and the Phantoms. Sorry, I don't need to be doing this now, but I am. I should take another dose of my ADHD meds, but now I'm worried it's too late.
Wait. Is this the one that has the spicy artwork in the books?
I don't know. It would be in the extras. I have not seen the extras.
Okay. I have not come across any spicy artwork in the book. I did, however, come across an illustration of a corpse with weirdly long toes.
Did you hear the fucking feet again?
Bruh, his toe does this.
I know, it's really bad.
My toe
beautiful art, but it's distracting.
My husband teases me about having monkey feet, and I like to freak him out by holding his toes with my toes, because I do in fact have like very dexterous toes. But I am jealous of the Wenning, his toes. See? That's not even the same picture, and those toes are still.
No, it is the same picture.
Oh, that is the picture. My bad. Sorry. See, his toes. I'm fascinated.
The is quite long.
Look, I don't have a foot fetish, but I do like have an appreciation of feet for some reason. I especially like seeing little baby toesies.
Can't relate. I think
toes are cute. I think is what it is. I think toes are cute.
I'm glad you have that.
My husband hates men's feet specifically.
Rowan, what day is that? Rowan said they have a picture of the day I started it. And I'm like, okay, what day is that? So I know where to look in my memory.
Tina, is the gay sports mafia book The Foxhole Court by any chance?
Wait, I didn't process the second word. It's mafia? Sports mafia?
Yeah, there's sports mafia gays. Tina loves that series. She's been talking about it for a while. I think Tina may correct me if I am wrong because my brain fog, but Tina started rereading that series when the new books that were coming out this year were announced so that she could have it fresh on her mind. I did see that, Tina. I spent the sprint reading the rest of your... Oh, yes. Tina, I didn't know you liked All for the Game. So excited for this information. Yes. Wait, let's talk on the Reading Discord channel. Absolutely. Sports Mafia gays. I do so much.
God, this is so cringy. I am dying. I need you all to know that. Ooh, it's fine. It's fine.
I am so glad younger Sam does not embarrass me. She was who she was.
No, I am I'm embarrassed by this. Yeah, I'm gonna be okay with that. There's too much. Yeah. I don't.
I'm so curious and concerned.
It's just me taking selfies with different Snapchat filters, and I'm like, what do you?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We're like posing, and I'm like, I thought I looked so cool, and now I want to throw up.
Tina said, I don't care, CB. And I am unsure what she doesn't care about.
Me neither.
Oh, you were talking about your own technique.
No.
Oh.
Cringing? No, I'm cringing at myself. Not at you guys. No. This is purely self-hatred here.
CB's like, no, I would never be embarrassed by all of you.
This is entirely internal.
I'm glad that we have that cleared up.
God, no, I would never towards another person.
Oh, I need to go.
Nope. Sorry. I was like, maybe this is it. And then I'm wearing a wig. And I'm like, I don't even want you to open your mouth. Because I remember sitting on the floor. I saw one recently. Oh, look, this is me in the darkness. Nope. I don't think so. The thing is with Snapchat memories, if you exit the app, it resets where you were.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm on November 2021. Rowan, what day did I start reading?
Okay, Bella got that one mixed up with another YouTuber I see videos from reviews, books like that one and Scum Villains, so I got confused since the artwork is similar. That's fair. It is a very similar style. I don't think MXDX, like...
A picture of Sam.
Hi.
I love the context of this. Oh, look at this cute thing Blake made. I had it on my computer for years.
Scum Villain did have some sex scenes in it.
It did, in the climax.
No illustrations.
And in the extras. September 11th, 2021. Okay, so I'm too far. Wait, I passed that. Do I just not have anything? That's so disappointing. I thought we would have our text. I don't understand why we don't have our text. Maybe I got a new phone or something. Okay, September. When is this? This is September 23rd.
I don't know when it is. We're not looking at your phone.
I know.
You probably don't want us to.
I don't. I'm narrating though. Oh, I showed my mother this picture and she was like, don't let anyone see that. And I'm like, this is a hilarious picture. So here you go.
CB's like, here you go, internet.
Oh my god, it is from that day. I look terrible. That is truly awful. Anyway.
So, RP, are you... You have to remind me, what was the last book? Because you were trying to read a book, and you've been on that book for a while. But I do not remember what the book was.
Oh, I'm still on that book. Hold on. Opium and Absinthe.
Which one?
Opium and Absinthe.
That's right, Opium and Absinthe. By the time I remember that book, I'm going to be like, oh, are you still reading Opium and Absinthe? You'd be like, Sam, I finished that one. I'll be like, damn it. Now I have to memorize the title of another book.
At this rate, no.
No.
I was wrong.
I'm never gonna finish it.
I don't think I have any records of me reading. This is so sad. I thought I got like a memory at some point recently of it. Like a Snapchat memories.
Are you having are you just having a hard time reading the book or just having a hard time finding time to read?
It's more finding time to read.
Our chat has abandoned us for the reading channel in your server, which is now blowing up.
Well, that's
Which is fair.
So what were you saying, RP?
I'm just like I'm always keeping myself busy, and that means I just don't have time to read ever, doing anything.
You gotta like make an appointment with yourself to read. Like be like, this is my date with myself.
Yeah, I know. That's so hard.
That is the tone of a man.
It's so hard to do. That means I have to actually like stop and think about things.
I mean, not if you're reading. Then you're just thinking about the book.
Okay, that's true. That's fair.
That's okay. Yesterday, I was feeling weird and I didn't want to be like by myself and I wanted to read, but like reading by myself just made me feel weird. And so I called my child down and I was like, I just need you to sit there. I don't care what you do. You can read a book. You can play on your phone. Just sit there. And they did. And then I was able to just read perfectly fine. I'm like, I don't know why. This was the thing I needed today. I'm going to go spy on my reading.
Oh, my book's dented.
CB, I feel like you've gone way too far down the rabbit hole.
Right?
Oh, I stopped. I'm now, my brand new book is dented. I'm like really sad about this actually. Can I file a refund on Amazon?
For what?
My book is damaged in the corner.
Oh, yeah, I think you can have it replaced, yeah.
Would make sense.
Can't take a picture of it because the damage is too small. It's fine.
Just reread it before Friday.
I will.
Oh, what did y'all do during this break? Because I couldn't read because I was like, I need to do, like, my email needs to be checked. I'm like, I haven't checked my email since last week. And I had to do some Storyteller Hearth stuff because I didn't get to do that earlier. So
I wrote 357 words.
Oh, if anybody would like to co-host for the Storytellers Hearth, I'm doing like 3.
I'm doing 2.
6?
You're doing 6 streams?
I think so. Let me double check. 'Cause 2 of them were break streams, and then we didn't have as many hosts available because I guess it was just a really bad weekend for everybody. Yeah. But also, we can't really take a poll to see what we can.
Oh, I might not be able to host anymore because my flight's changed. I should check that.
I might be doing 7. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. I am hosting 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm doing 2 break streams and then 2 regular streams. So right now I'm doing 4. Sorry, I have 5, 6 is the opening and closing ceremonies, but those 2 don't count. So don't worry, CB, if you can't host your stream anymore, I can do them.
I can't. Just one of them. I was hosting 2. I can probably do the next one.
I will be doing a lot of streams for the Storytellers Hearth that weekend. So if anybody would like to co-host with me, I will post what I need co-host for.
Which weekend is it?
The
I forgot.
20th through the 22nd.
I just stream from the airport. I'm not doing that. That sounds like hell.
You can still set them up. I'll still run them from your channel.
Yeah. It's only one of them I need you to take over for, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired. I slept terribly last night with anxiety dreams about my interview. You know how some people have dreams where like teeth are falling out? My anxiety dreams was my piercings. The clasps were breaking and I couldn't put the like the earrings back in my ear because they kept snapping, which is an issue I've had with them before, but it was just happening to all of them, and I needed to do it for some reason.
I don't have dreams about my teeth falling out, but I do have dreams about gum getting stuck in them forever. And like no matter how much I pull the gum out, it's just never ending gum. Like bubble gum, not my gum. Yeah. I just wanted to be clear. Two very different images. So
Storm has taken to laying on a pair of like thigh-high boots that are on the floor of my closet, and she's been loving laying on them, which makes her smell kind of like tires. Which is not a good smell for your like cat to smell like tires and then lay on your bed. And I'm like, I kind of want to take them away from her, but I don't want her to hate me. So now I just have a cat that smells like tires.
There's worse things she could smell like. Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, yeah,
a
but
lot
like
worse.
tire is a pretty bad smell to just.
I don't actually mind the smell of tire. It's just rubber with a little hint of grease.
Yeah.
I really don't like the smell of tires.
I see that.
Just spray them with some perfume.
I feel like
Or
that's
something.
toxic to cats. I don't know. So many things
It
are toxic to cats.
You can get pet friendly sprays.
Yeah.
You can also get a spray that like if you spray like when she's down, when she can't see you, you just spray them with like this like cat be gone thing, and then she won't want to lay on
the
them.
Boots. We're in my closet. She likes laying in the closet, like tucked up where all of the, because for some reason whoever installed the shelving and the railings in the closet made it so you can't like hang up a normal size like shirt or sweater or anything without it like dragging on the ground, which okay. It's a bit of a fail of engineering there. But so all of my like the ends of my sleeves and stuff are on the ground, and so she's laying on top of that, on top of the boots. But she'll switch between being on the boots or being like on my like grandpa's sweater or tucked back.
Is she making your sweater sleeves smell like tires?
Fuck, I don't know.
When I was driving
clogged.
When I was driving my daughter to Books A Million to go shopping for her brother's birthday, it's roadkill season in my part of the world, and there was something on the side of the road, and she was like, "Oh my god, what's that?" And I'm like, "Roadkill." And then a second later, I like hit the button so that the air only ventilates in the car, and I was like, it's skunk roadkill. And she's like, how can you tell? And I'm like, the smell. And she's like, how do you know what a skunk smells like? And I'm like, my dear, I am a country girl.
How does she not know at her age?
She's never encountered a skunk. Like, I'm a country girl, she's suburban. There's two very different things. Yeah, I know.
Why?
It's easy to forget with how country I am. I married a city man, and therefore our children are somewhere in the middle.
Oh, my little tire rat.
But no, in all honesty, the only reason I actually know what skunks smell like is because my best friend's dog used to.
Oh.
Skunks.
We had skunks show up on our property all the time when I was little. And die.
Skunks are not, like, they're native here, but they're not, like, super common. You are far more likely to encounter a copperhead than a skunk. So
I'll stick with skunks.
I had a cat who used to hunt snakes as a hobby, and then he would just leave the heads for my dad.
My childhood cat, Commander Cody, one of them, we got it from my mom's old boss. Is an outdoor cat, and he lived in our basement. And we lived like on, in the woods, and he had a cleft, like his, mouth was ripped open from a fight with a snake. And so he was constantly drooling, like he could not drool. And we would allow him like upstairs and stuff, but then he would pee on things and he would have to put back down to the basement. But he was like this grungy yellow orange cat. He was just old and would stand at the top of the steps and go meow, meow, meow all day.
Oh my god, that reminds me of Balder. Balder is not old. It's just sometimes he'll just wander around the house being like meow, meow, and he won't stop until you meow back at him or you ask him what.
Our cat now, Ash, my parents, with my parents, will escort people to bed at 8 p.m. Because that's when my mother goes to bed, and he wants to go to bed. And if you don't go to bed, then he would just stand there and yell at you. And it's slowly, as he gets older, the time is getting earlier. It was like 4:30 when I was there, and he started meow, and I'm like, no, the sun is up. Hi, am I making cat noises? Ugh. Speaking of cat noises,
I don't know what's going on. I just know Tina went, "Oh, you're fucked, LOL," and I'm like, "What?"
She sounds so.
What just happened? I trust in my community and that they're being playful or discussing something, but that's as a server owner, when you see somebody go, "Oh, you're fucked," you're like.
Probably about a book. Got attached the wrong character.
Well, yeah, they're like they're talking and reading about the
guys. She smells so bad.
Slinky's my roommate's cat. Slinky, my roommate's cat, escorts us to bed too. Even me to my roommate's bedroom. I want it clear. That was not at all how you typed it, Tina. My brain just decided it forgot how to read. Because I was trying to be like Slinkies, and I'm like, no, there's no, it's just Slinky. Yeah, Balder, we got Riju, and ever since we've had Riju, Balder has been like, I no longer sleep in mom's room. That's, that's fine. But he used to like bitch at me if I was awake past 2 a.m. So
it's a more reasonable time to start bitching.
Yeah, much more.
All right. So we're gonna go on a sprint. 3, 2, 1, go. I can't find to mute myself. There it is.
Hello.
Ew.
I made my bed. Storm
Cool.
was confronted that I made the bed around her. Luckily, she laid on the one corner of the bed that was where it's supposed to be.
I would have got more done, but as you can see, at certain points, I just sort of stare off into space because I go to do something and then I'm go, what the fuck was I doing?
I'm also really tired.
I'm not tired. I'm wide awake now. The brain fog is just very strong.
Well, I am. We lost our P to the wilds of the internet.
As we await for him to return, Jessica's cat just screams at you if he's out of water.
I realize now that you mean he's out of drinking water, but I thought you meant that the cat always has to be in like a pool of water or it will be screaming. And I'm like, huh.
So what?
I haven't heard that one.
Submerkity. Okay, Rowan said I'm fucked in like a not having enough time to read this entire book in one sitting way. Oh, I figured that out, by the way. That's one of the things that I did during this sprint. Okay. Thank you, though, for providing context in the chat. I always appreciate that. Tina said, I'm so sorry. The Sunshine Court is so good. Hey, you, Heather. Sag said hello to you. Meeting you here. I feel like
we're missing something.
Yes. And then RP said hello, or hey Heather, hey Thag.
I made my bed and now I want to go crawl on it.
No, you have to wait.
It's like, you made your bed, now you have to lie in it. Please let me.
You're like,
yeah. It looks very comfy.
Jessica, that was a food sprint for her, and then started watching YouTube videos. I don't think I can convince myself to write anymore at the moment. Sometimes
I almost triple my goal yesterday.
You what?
I wrote almost triple my goal yesterday.
Nice.
Today I wrote like 600 words, and that's it.
Some days, you know.
Yeah.
I went and I adjusted, like I did some organizing on my Mila note, and then I went and gathered some covers, and then I DM'd you so that I can continue to organize.
Nice. I did respond to that. I am now so tired, and I don't know why. But it's fine. Can I still blame it on the cold? I'm gonna. No, I did sleep so bad last night.
Not during the last sprint, but during the first sprint, my husband came in here and he looked at me and he goes, I thought I said I was gonna do the dishes, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know how those dishes got done while you were at the store. I know it's such a silly domestic war, but like the house is my job and I don't like it when he does my job, but sometimes he has to do it. But I'm like, you don't have to do it. I was gonna do it after my stream.
Sorry, I'm no longer going to be intelligent conversation or even entertaining conversation.
You're fine. We were at Holly Davis. Oh, I see. Well, I appreciate you stopping in here. Bella spent the sprint eating dinner and So the sprint eating dinner and doing some tracing line work for a project.
Nice.
She's hoping to finish before Expo. My boss messaged me about Expo. Like I'm in Dave & Buster's trying to figure out how to do things. And I just see a text from my boss and I'm like, oh, and then we start talking about anime conventions and stuff. And then I look up and my children are just gone. And I'm like, where did they go?
They flee. Go. I watched I'm totally changing the subject. I was, for the past couple days, because I've spent, a week and a half, bordering on 2 weeks now, sick. And so I've been a lot of laying in bed, not feeling energy to do absolutely anything except read. And I stumbled across, I was like, kind of feeling meh about my usual fan fiction avenues. So I started looking for crossovers. And then I found the wildest crossover, which I mentioned to Sam about this, where it was Attack on Titan. And RP, I bet you cannot guess what it was crossed over with, but I want you to try. Just the weirdest thing. Just think of something you're like, Attack on Titan, and then something that does not mesh with it.
I've never seen Attack on Titan, so I don't know. Fair.
Well, chat, place your guesses. It was set in the Attack on Titan world, but after his death, Optimus Prime got dropped in at the start of the series when the fucking like second time the wall gets like yoinked before Eren even knows he's a Titan, and then all of a sudden just Optimus Prime is there, and everyone's like, it's the Metal Titan, and Optimus is like, what is going on? And it is so entertaining. I'm only on like chapter 4, and I keep like leaving it and then being like, I can't stop thinking about this. Like, I don't love Attack on Titan. And I'm not a big Transformers fan. Like, I watched it growing up, but the concept will not leave me alone because it's so what the fuck. Like, he's fully Optimus Prime. Like, he's a giant metal robot that turns into like an 18-wheeler. And he's there.
I personally think it fits great because
also it's a million words long. It's a million words long.
Hold on, just conceptually, he's a giant mecha to fight these giant titans, right?
Beautifully done.
You can't eat him.
He's
makes
made of so metal. Much sense. So he's a lean fighting
but
machine.
Also, hold on, but also he turns into an 18-wheeler, which means he can like do supply runs.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I can't stop like going back to it, because it's such a like, he would be so helpful, and then he's also, they consider him a Titan even though he's like, no, I'm literally not from this planet, I'm not one of them, and they're like, no, you are, you're tall, and he's like,
that's not
and he's like, Eren's being angsty because it's Eren, and Optimus is like, I have to get them to trust me because it's not just, I can easily leave, but they're linking Eren and I together, so I have to be like trustworthy so they don't murder him. And Eren's like, you're so cool, like internally is like, I hate him because he's a Titan, but also he's not, but also he's so cool, but also and I'm like, you're so annoying, but also very like 13-year-old boy. I don't know how old he's supposed to be at this point. And I'm like, I want Optimus Prime to teach Eren Yeager how to not, that the answer is not genocide, but that like morals, I don't know. I think Optimus Prime existing in this universe will help. And one of my friends, the only fandom she's ever, or like only anime she's ever watched and enjoyed, and the only like thing she's like, she doesn't watch TV or read books, is Attack on Titan. And I texted her about it, and she's like, that's interesting. And I'm like, I sent her the link. She's not going to read it, but I keep telling her what's happening every time I go back to it, because I can't stop going back to it because it's so, yeah. So anyways, I'm trying to find other crossovers that like scratch my brain the same. Like Edward Elric Anywhere is always fantastic. I read a Attack on Titan. Again, I don't like the show because everything's sad, but I want it to be better, so I like other things being dropped in it to fix it.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Sam.
I knew this brush broke down into 3 brushes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I either didn't know or I didn't realize it's 4.
Wow. Nice. I read a Roy Mustang, which is the Flame Alchemist from Full Metal / so it's a romance with the short guy in the tight pants whose name I'm blanking on, who like everyone thirsts over. I don't know. I think he's voiced by Matthew Mercer. In Attack on Titan, the short guy, that's like Levi Ackerman. Or Levi, like the jeans. So that was good, but it was more like romance and sex focused rather than like burning Titans alive, which is what I'm there for. Or like interacting with the children at all. I think Aaron was still going crazy in the corner. But yeah, I love a good crossover.
My friend and I watched Attack on Titan, and then like I grew a profuse hatred of Attack on Titan.
See, that's the thing. I don't like it. It could have been cool.
The reason I hate Attack on Titan is it does that thing where it's like, oh, we got to be hyper realistic to the point it's no longer realistic.
Yeah.
Because like every time something good happened or every time they got a win, immediately it was fucked over. There is no hope. Because the moment there is hope, it is quashed out. And I'm like, that's not how, like, you can't tell me it's hyper realistic and shit when that's not how reality works.
Depressing.
That's not how things work.
And everyone sucks. Like, everyone's evil.
Like,
it's just not.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
But like, no, for me, there's like, it's, like you can read in my year. If anybody like reads my year of favorites opinions and stuff, there are so many books that I'm like, I mean, this is a good book. The plot's fine. The characters are cool, but it's fucking bleak. And therefore it is like a not for me. I don't like bleak shit. Like it's gotta be superb for me to like something that's just bleakly done. And Attack on Titan is not superbly done. Therefore
the fight scenes are interesting.
The opening song.
Yeah. It has a lot of really cool elements, but I'm not attached to any of the characters at all. That was the thing when I watched it. I was like, you're killing people, and it's like the music and the framing and everyone's reactions telling me to be sad, but I never got attached because no one got characterized beyond like a word or two.
I like Girl.
What?
I like Potato Girl.
I like the Potato Girl. See? That's all we know about her.
She's weirdly obsessed with potatoes.
Yeah.
Eating potatoes.
So yeah. I like fuck J.K. Rowling, but Edward Elric crossing over with Harry Potter.
Oh.
Hilarious.
What does she have to do with
I was continuing my crossover talk, where it's like Edward Elric and then confronting all the fucked up things that she treated as normal within that universe. But I love a good ripping something apart from the inside. Let's see, I read a lot of those. What else has Edward Elric done? Edward Elric. He dropped in My Hero at one point. Yeah. I'm here for monsters.
I don't think I lasted that
long. What other wild crossovers have I read? I mean, I've been really into Danny Phantom and Batman, but that's not really a wild crossover. They work seamlessly together.
I think I stopped Attack on Titan around the time that, like, you know, Aaron becomes a Titan and stuff, and then
that was like one of the first.
I'm like, wait, so are the other Titans people too, or what's going on? And then, like, there's the female Titan, and it's so very obviously that one person, and I'm like, everyone is stupid. I'm done.
Yeah. I stopped after Aaron's supposed to get hot at one point, but it's also when he commits genocide, and I stopped then. Yeah. Here's a camp of this like group of people that everyone else hates them, so they're relegated to this one area. And I was like, okay, I'm rooting for them. I want them to like, they'll be the people we like from now on because Aaron's getting kind of annoying. And then Aaron murdered them all for no reason.
I know there was like some foreshadowing that his dad is actually the one who created the Titans. Don't know if that's true or not, but
I didn't watch the end of the series. I stopped. My friend that only likes Attack on Titan explained some stuff to me, and she's like, "No, but we do love Eren," and I'm like, "No."
I have a friend who he really likes dark, gritty, and bleak stuff because it's realistic, and I'm like, "Sir, your life isn't even that dark. Like, what are you talking about?"
The thing is, I liked Eren Yeager at the beginning. I like, I'm chill with like an angsty, but he didn't go the Bakugo route. He just went genocide.
Okay, so I will say I need to let you know this because
Okay.
I realized that My Hero was your first anime.
Yes.
Bakugo was a trope subversion. No character in an anime before My Hero is gonna go the Bakugo route because he broke, literally, he took the mold and blew it up.
Well, shit. No, it's fine. I kind of figured, but Eren, I was like, you know what? You go, you little angsty guy. Sure, you can kill all the Titans. And then he murdered.
That is also genocide. That is genocide of monsters.
Well, I was treating them as like monsters. It's different.
Yeah, I know.
I was treating them.
No,
that's what all the genocidal maniacs say. No.
After season 1 and it got crazy, too much for me. I don't mind the crazy.
I want to like it. It's always like in the top, discussed ones. And I'm like, okay.
Eren Yeager's dad create.
I think spoilers for Attack on Titan. I think he's like descendant. Something about him's magical. Like,
it's not magic. It's
it's something to do with the royal family, and there is some god stuff, and I don't fucking know.
It was pure sci-fi. It had not gotten into that where I was. Okay.
But it's sci-fi viewed as god stuff.
It said he played a significant role in the history of the Titans.
Maybe he's really old. Maybe he's like unaging. I know he got eaten. I don't fucking know. I think did Eren eat him? No, someone else ate him. Because Eren like has a blocked memory, and it's in a forest. And I think someone.
Big spoilers for Attack on Titan. However, the Titans were not created by Grisha Yeager, which Grisha is Eren's
dad. Yeah.
They were created by Ymir Fritz, the first Titan shifter who passed her power to 9 heirs known as the Founding Titans. Don't know if these are 9 adults or if she had 9 kids.
I think they were her children, and they ate her.
But it's the next sentence.
Okay.
Jesus.
These heirs used their powers to defend Eren while he attempted to rumble the world. And so now I'm like, was he fighting the actual planet?
Wait, I thought he was one of the whatever. I don't care that much. Outside this Optimus Prime fanfiction.
I just thought it was funny.
Yes, it's hilariously written and really weirdly. I hope it's a translation, but I don't think it is. But anyways, I went to watch the original Transformers movie.
Rumble is capitalized. It's an R.
So. Oh. I think that's like the Rumble is a thing within the series. I don't know. But like I thought Optimus Prime's voice was deeper, and I'm wondering if they changed voice actors because like he stopped speaking. Or he started speaking in the first one. I'm like, that's not right. That's not what Optimus Prime sounds like. So because I watched the cartoon some as a kid, but it was like I didn't think that much. I thought the movies would impact me more because my brothers and I watched them a lot. But I don't know. Now I'm gonna watch the Transformers movies. I'm about to spend a lot of time on flights. So, yay. And my little cousins, I know last summer were watching one of them at the beach. And I did one of those like where you walk through the living room and you go to like continue on, and then you just kind of like stop and you stand there, and then all of a sudden you're sitting on the couch and it's like an hour later and you're still watching the movie that they're watching. That's quite a common occurrence for me at the beach.
I'm looking up Optimus Prime's there.
I do that a lot.
It's a classic move.
Yep.
So the guy who plays Optimus Prime the most is Peter Cullen.
Okay.
And he does have a deepish voice, so.
I love that I said in general I'm breaking down on stream LMAO and you guys are just like worried about me and I'm like, no, I'm just losing it. I'm losing my mind. Fun combo being tired. Another good fanfic crossover is Spider-Man and Gotham, because I've talked about this before. This is not news. But we all cool. So anyways, that's what's happening in my brain.
I haven't read fanfics in so long.
Oh, a fanfic, another thing I've read. We don't need to be talking about this. You can change to literally other subjects.
I really can't. Every time I try, you bring us back.
I can just stop talking. Actually, I need to say one more thing and then I will stop talking. I've never read Twilight, but I have read Twilight crossover fanfiction.
You're supposed to read Twilight with me and Alice.
I know.
I started it, but then my book went back to the library.
So I'm reading Scum Villain, but Twilight, but also it's Lu Binghe and Shen Yuan and Liu Qingge, and it's going to be the three of them at the end. And I think it's actually following pretty close to the actual storyline of Twilight, which, other than the fact it's going to be actually, the three of them, but with like plot beats wise, from what I know of Twilight. But
I think, and I stand by my thing. And having started reading Twilight, I feel even more strongly about this. Okay. That it should not have been a romance. It should have been a horror. Yeah. And she should have had to kill Edward. So, I think that would have made a great story.
I'm always for some monster hunting, so.
Well, that's like, I've talked about it before, but when Twilight first came out, I didn't read the books. I watched the movies. 90% of my issues with Twilight all revolved around Stephenie Meyer herself. It had almost nothing to do with the actual stories, which is why. So I do agree with the general consensus that Twilight was grossly overhated because it was popular with girls. But I was not here for the attempt at the apology tour that a bunch of readers did. That's what I call it. It's basically a bunch of readers were like, I hated on this, and I realized that I hated on this because of internalized misogyny, so I want to read it to give it another chance. And I was like, no, hold on.
You can hate on it for other reasons. There are hate-worthy reasons.
I'm like, don't let us not, because Stephenie, she still did some bad things. Things are still questionable. She's still done dirty that tribe of indigenous peoples whose name I cannot remember. And I'm like, let us be balanced and reasonable in our things. But one of the biggest things at the time, before she did the dirty things, and it was just, the discussion about Twilight, people would make fun of the vampires so much, and they were like, oh man, but they sparkle, they're not real vampires. And I'm like, this motherfucker is fighting his bloodlust 24/7. He is a vampire. You can't fucking kill these things unless you disassemble them. You gotta dismember
aren't they made of like stone-esque ish or something like that?
I didn't know that until I thought they just sparkled like diamond. I am recently learning so many more details about
how they're actually made of diamond.
Their skin hardens to
their skin can harden to diamond, but it feels cold and like porcelain. And I'm only 100% certain about that because I follow somebody who does Twilight skits.
Okay.
And she'll read an excerpt from the book, and she likes to talk about how like it really bothers her that they're described as like porcelain and everything, like feeling and sounding like porcelain, because she's like, that means when they have sex. It's like, and she'll take two
Clink, clink, clink.
like, I fucking love her. And so they're talking about a scene, and they're just like, yeah. So then they're just, and then they just hear,
Yeah.
oh my god! It's just like, if you think about the actual logistics of how things are described, which, as we all know, is some of the things that I love to think about. So
That's funnier than
also,
just
she refuses to pronounce Renesmee's name correctly every fucking time she says it. It's wrong. It's like Renault and
yeah. I thought you named my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster line was a joke, but then I was walking through. My roommates was having friends over, and they were watching Twilight, and I walked through, and that line was happening. I was just like, "Oh, that's just in the movie."
I will defend the spider monkey line to a extent. Is it a dumb line? Yes. Are they cheesy teenagers? Yes.
Yeah. No, it seemed fun. Like, I was watching a bit as I was making dinner. I was like, yeah, okay.
I think oh no, it wasn't. People thought it was ad-libbed, but it's actually from the book. That's what I'm remembering.
Okay.
Thank you. The
Quileute
or Quileute.
I don't know. I'm bad at pronouncing things.
Quileute.
But thank you.
But yes, thank you. This is how you spell the tribe's name. Yeah. So it's like it's just one of those things where I feel like the discussion, we need to be fair in the discussions, and also remember that like authors who are alive and breathing, I don't believe in separating the art from the artist if they are still financially benefiting from it. So if they've been dead for a century, who the fuck cares? But I, however, hate H.P. Lovecraft's writing in general. So I've
never read a piece of H.P. Lovecraft. I think I played the game to Hulu, and that has been fun. But
well, here's the thing: I don't like Lovecraftian horror because Lovecraftian horror does that whole. It's fuck. This is a bad time for brain fog. I know all the technical terms. It's like it's the interdimensional. It's the idea that if we truly understood how small we are,
then we would go insane.
Our brains would break, and I'm like, I'm not interested in that. like the idea that there are some things that if we physically see them, we just would not be able to handle it. And I'm like, no, I don't like that idea. It's just it's not interesting to me.
Breaking your brain with like a psychic effect or like a shit ton of information, that's cool, but not just seeing a thing. I guess it has so much information in its existence.
Yeah.
But like obviously there is a huge audience for it, and people, like it, and
I don't know much about it, but yeah.
It's a genre of horror. Therefore, I know so much about cosmic horror. Oh yes, cosmic horror.
Cosmic horror, yeah.
But he was a terrible person. And but here's the thing: if anybody I guess that's the difference. That I was like, the reason I brought Lovecraft up is because he was a terrible person. There is absolutely
there's no asterisks there. That's
his peers at the time were like, no, this motherfucker sucks. So there's no defending him. But if people want to like Lovecraft stuff and everything, that's fine. It is what it is. He's not benefiting from it at all. But with stuff like you said, with Harry Potter and Twilight, I'm like, I can't separate the artist in this.
Oh yeah.
But like RP was saying, I don't actually Twilight is
I can't separate the actual stuff.
Yeah. I don't think Twilight is a bad story, and I withhold judgment as to its execution in the novels until I read them, because one of the biggest criticisms I had always heard was that Bella is bland, and that Bella is not a person.
As the movie was happening, I know people shit on I forget the actress's name. Her acting, she was acting well. Like, I liked her acting in what I saw. I'm like, yeah, this entire setup is like, it's not my thing. Twilight is comprised of a lot of tropes I don't like. But I'm like, she's not acting poorly or like bland or anything in the scenes. I'm like, what the fuck? But
well, it's the thing is, a lot of people tried to say that she was shitty at acting, but she was actually a child actor. And there's what is Space Jumanji called?
Zathura. Yeah, I saw Space Jumanji growing up.
She was in Zathura.
So is also in
it. She was great in that. So I'm like, no, this was the director. It was either the director or Stephanie Meyer or somebody wanted her to act like that. But in the book, I'm like, I'm barely in the book, and this is a sassy, snarky bitch. Like, I love
people didn't like it.
Oh, she is.
What if some of her like sassiness didn't translate to the movie?
Maybe it would only be because of how the directors had Christian acting. Because
that wouldn't be her fault.
So
yeah.
Inner Bella, such a weirdly judgy and not judgy at the same time.
Yeah, I grew up as my consciousness came into existence. Twilight was already a thing. And my peers being too young were reading Twilight, or the older kids were reading Twilight. And it just, I've never liked love triangles. But we were more Divergent and Hunger Games, rather than Twilight. Oh. But like Twilight was always there. Like wherever you turn in the library, there's a copy of Twilight. My entire childhood.
My favorite hits all the fucking bingo for everything. Yeah. It's funny because like my mom was the one who was reading Twilight and fucking what was it? It's not Concrete Angels, City of Bones, Mortal Instruments. She was reading those and stuff, and then my dad was like Vampire Academy and Hunger Games and all the what was the other one with the Maze Runner?
Oh,
I was like with the maze they run through and all of that. Although my mom also read Vampire Academy. It was really funny because we went to go watch Hunger Games because my dad heard it was a really good dystopian romance, and then we left and he was so angry because there was so little romance.
I would not describe Hunger Games as a romance.
No.
But like also remember, like it was only the first movie had come out, and so I like not even all the books were out yet, and he had just heard that from some of his coworkers, so he was upset. He was very misled.
I don't think I read the first Hunger Games book. I don't know if I read the rest of the like originals, and I definitely haven't read any of the sequels.
I haven't read any of them.
I don't even know if I finished watching the movies because I got sad during the like mind control, and I'm like, this is not pleasant. Like within the past few years, I tried to watch all the movies, and I'm like, this is no, thank you.
I never finished watching the movies. Look, guys, I don't know if y'all know this about me. I don't like dystopians. You know why I don't like dystopians? They're bleak. But my husband loves dystopians. So anytime I've seen a dystopian, it was likely for my husband. With the huge exception of The Giver. The Giver is by far my favorite book I ever read.
Even with my massive crush on Dylan O'Brien, I never got through the Maze Runner movies because they're depressing as shit. I was like, I found out a character that was my favorite character, or one of my favorite characters, was gonna die, and I was like, I'm not going through. I don't care. Then I don't care. I don't care about the fate of the world. I only cared about a few specific characters, and you took out one of them, so I no longer care.
there have been a few YA series that I've started reading this year, and I will read book one, and then I'm like, I'm not reading the rest of the series because I've just read so many book series at this stage of my life. I'm like, no, this one will be sad. I am not
against the
dealing
people
with
that
it.
enjoy it. It's just I do not.
Oh no, this is all about our personal preferences. Because I don't feel the disclaimer is needed, but I will say it anyway. Whenever we talk about things that we like or dislike, this is not a reflection on our feelings on the people
Like
who like or dislike it. Like that would be silly.
Divergent was one that I could never get into that was really big.
I read book one of Divergent, and then I was like, I am not reading. I'm so torn because the book one of Divergent was actually so fucking good, but because of the way it ended, I was like, nope, I'm not dealing with it.
The movies were coming out, and so I definitely watched the first movie.
I haven't seen Divergent.
And I think I read the first book, but I don't know anything. It was just another dystopian with a love triangle, and I just was spiteful as a child and was like, I don't want this. And honestly, I still don't want to read that, not gonna lie.
I disagree with that. The love triangle in Divergent doesn't actually matter. It's
existed, and therefore I hated it as a child.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm defending it because
you can defend it against like 9-year-old CB.
What I feel like is somebody. This is entirely Sam on a conspiracy board. I feel like somebody, specifically the author, read Harry Potter and then went, okay, but I can do this, they read Harry Potter and they were like, you know what? Sorting people into houses by traits is stupid. And so they wrote Divergent because Divergent has such a negative and critical narrative toward the yes, it does that. But the point of the book is that this is stupid. We should not separate people this way. And I'm like, I feel like somebody has beef with Harry Potter.
I enjoy the fun little like being able to get sorted into different categories and stuff. Like,
yeah, but like the thing is that it doesn't matter. You're the one who picks. Like they don't actually sort you. They just test you, and they're like, "Oh, you would fit best in the Smarty Pants house," and you could be like, "Okay," but then you're like, "You know what? I want to join the Brave Asshole house."
Oh,
and
that feels like it defeats the purpose. But okay.
No, but like that's how it happens.
That's fine. I enjoy the sorting, or like the Percy Jackson kid. Who's your godly parent? Because there's like layers to that, at least, where you're like, oh, there's multiple aspects connected with each category you're putting yourself in.
To be fair, there's only layers in execution. There is no layers in concept, in my opinion.
In what?
In separating, even when they're like, oh, well, we're separating you by your godly parent. It's like they're just putting siblings together. Yeah. It's a very simple concept.
No, I mean, like, as a little kid, like, playing games, sorting, like, I'm a Gryffindor, I'm a Slytherin, oh, we don't like you, versus, like, you're mean, like, you're cunning, or you're evil, versus, like, Percy Jackson, it's like, I'm a child of Athena because I'm really smart. I'm a child of Athena because I like knitting. Like,
no, but hold on. You're being biased. Because that's not like I said, in concept, it would be you're a child of Athena because she's the smart one. And that would be it. Most kids don't think about it.
I'm applying it to my personal experience as a kid doing this.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I realize that it's not a universal experience. Okay. And just the fact that there are more options when I was a kid playing Percy Jackson pretend than like Harry Potter.
But I will say, even when I was a big Harry. Well, okay, I don't want to say I was a big Harry Potter fan because like comparatively, I was a pretty mid Harry Potter fan. But I felt I was a big Harry Potter fan at the time. Like me and my friend Scott, we went to like the midnight release of the Half-Blood Prince and book 7, Deathly Hallows. Yeah. And like he is a faster reader than I was, but I was a more endurable reader. So like we both went to the midnight release. He read for a couple hours, went to bed. I read all through the night. We were at roughly the same spot the next day. And you know, so there's all that. And I, like, as a kid, I still had a lot of issues with the Harry Potter books and the sorting aspect of it, especially with the way that Slytherin was treated and was portrayed. And then the Harry Potter quizzes and stuff came out, and it turns out I am a Slytherin. So I was like,
I wanted so bad to be a Gryffindor, and what bothered me so much is I got a different result every time I took a different quiz. Like, it's almost like humans are multifaceted.
For me, I never wanted to be a Gryffindor. I was like, no, because they're all just full of themselves. They're all jerks. Like, even Hermione, smart ass know-it-all. Nah, she was a bitch. Ron, he was self-centered and an asshole. I was like, no,
not very
Harry was fine. We got 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
And then the Ravenclaw, they were like, actually, I thought most of the Ravenclaws were fine.
They were barely in it.
I was like, the Ravenclaws are okay, but they're not really characterized. And then Hufflepuff, I'm like, Fruities. I wanted to belong to Hufflepuff. I was like,
Hufflepuff. Cedric Diggory and all those other people without names. The guy who dies, and then the rest of them. But no.
Yeah.
I like having a little thing to attach, like that you can like, oh, we're all part of this group. Yay! You guys are that important. Yay! But beyond that, yeah.
The whole thing with Slytherin is that they're like they're cunning, they're like resourceful, and they value loyalty. And I'm like, how is any of that
bigotry? Jake, like the written in bigotry, not like because they're bigots. Well, they are. No, I have not seen that.
All of the houses were.
Yeah,
I have seen that. It is hilarious.
Yes, I will say, like, while I find it super hilarious, it's also like it's just the hero's journey. Every time I did a sorting hat test, I ended up in Slytherin. Same. The official one from her website. I
ended up having a lot of Slytherin friends and stuff like that, or Slytherin friends. But I love being able to take a funky little quiz to get sorted somewhere. Love a BuzzFeed quiz, and stuff like that. So,
we should do one more sprint. Do you guys want to do one more sprint, or do we want to keep talking about
I'm done
books?
for the night, but we can keep talking about books or do a sprint.
Either way is fine with me.
What'd you say, RP?
We're talking about books because I haven't had adult interaction.
Yeah, we're still adults talking about Harry Potter and Percy.
I have been doing so much momming over the past several days. And how dare you? Like, you're like adults, but we're talking about Harry Potter. We were talking about books. We are writers. We are dissecting.
Yeah, but I could also have the same discussion when I was like 12. In a good way. That was a good thing. Behind my shelf.
Not a lot of different things.
I have a bunch of books on my shelf that I need to read. I brought Cemetery Boys from home. I've been carrying this around since I visited Tina, and I bought it in Canada, and I have yet to read it. I think I started it, and then that was it. Also, why do I have like some vocal fry right now? And I'm kind of hating it, but it's fine. I can like feel it in my throat. This is not how I talk.
The children and I are participating in, well, technically they are participating in 2 different reading challenges for the summer. I'm only participating in one.
Okay.
I might do the other one. But one of them is Books A Million hosts a summer reading challenge every year where they put out a list of books. They pick 4 books, fill out this little passport thing, which is basically like, what's the book, what's the title, who is your favorite character, or what was your favorite part. And then after they read 4, they can turn it in and get a bag. Last year, what was the theme? It's like, it's always some kid comic theme. Like this year, it's Dogman. It was not Captain Underpants last year, but I cannot remember what it was, and it was something in the genre of Dogman and Captain.
Has your kids read Amulet? Okay, it's
what that is.
I don't know. I only read the first one, but I owned it as a kid and I read it a lot of times. And it's like a mystery horror fantasy, if I'm remembering. It was scary. It was supposed to be scary, like suspenseful. Maybe it was a thriller. I don't know. I don't have enough memory of it, but it was definitely a kid's comic, and I feel like it's something they would enjoy. I don't remember the plot at all.
And right now, it's kind of funny because on the list they each picked 4, and all 3 of them picked The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which is a book I read last year. Our library had 1 copy, and my daughter got to it first, and her brothers were like, "No!"
I saw The Hobbit on 2 of your children's book lists, and that made me happy.
Yeah, my daughter is holding The Girl Who Drank the Moon hostage until my son finishes The Hobbit, and then they will trade off. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure your father owns a copy of The Hobbit somewhere around here. But yeah, I don't remember what else. My middle child, he was like, I own a couple books on the list, so I'm gonna read those. And I'm like, you know what? That's good thinking. Cut down on your books in the house to read. But so that's one of them. And then the library is participating in a summer reading thing where it's you get 1,000 points and you win a free. Well, the kids win a free book. The adults do not. Sad face. But you get a point for every minute you read. So you go on the website and you log how many minutes you read in the day. And when I mathed it, it's basically 15 minutes a day. And they read for 20 minutes a day, so they'll knock that out. But they're very excited. I was like, if Books A Million runs out of bags, or if you just don't like the Dogman bag, I will buy you a different bag of equivalent value. If you read 3 books. So, which they did that challenge last year. Only one of them.
Was it Diary of the Wimpy Kid? The Captain Underpants Dogman equivalent? I'm just thinking art style. I don't know. I just popped into my head.
It might have been.
That was big when I was a kid. I think I read a little bit of them. A few of them. But the cheese touch was totally a thing at my school.
I will say I had a moment in Books A Million, right? So my daughter and I, we finish all the shopping and stuff, and we are on our way out the store, and I spot a copy, or a pile, of The Girl Who Drank the Moon. And I was like, oh, hey, look, it's the book. And she was like, oh yeah, cool. And then I spot 2 more books that I recognize from looking at the list. And I was like, oh, hey. But as I look more, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I look up and there's a sign that said, it's Books A Million summer reading. And I'm like, well played, Books A Million. Well played.
We were like, wow, this is really well organized. Oh, really convenient.
I know. I was like, wow, this would be really convenient.
I gave Storm early dinner, and so now she's going back into nap mode to rise again in about an hour and be like, hey, are we gonna hang out? I have the Solo Leveling book, which I didn't finish. I got like a good chunk into it. I'm really enjoying it, and then I realized I was gonna like finish the book, and then I was like, I'd have to buy the next one, or go to a library, but it just kind of like fizzled out. I don't even know how far I am in it, but I might take that to the beach. That's the problem. I'm gonna take too many books and then have no room in my suitcase for anything.
I am still going. Sorry, go ahead, R.P.
Oh, I just said I have that
Packing too many
problem a
books,
lot. Yep. And then
My dad loves telling the story about how he used to have to pack a milk crate full of books for my mom when they went to the beach together when they were younger, before Kindles became a thing.
My library has this thing where they got so many people in my area who donated like old paperbacks that they just have these turnstiles in the library where you basically just take however many books you want. They ask that you take no more than like 15 or 25 at a time. I forgot which. And then you like go up to them and you let them know how many you're taking. They just sort of mark it down on a thing and they're like, okay. And then you can return them or not. It is up to you. And so what my grandmother will do, because she has read so many paperbacks and everything in her life, she'll like, my grandparents have been snowbirds for a while now because of my grandfather's health. And so she will make sure that before they go to Louisiana for the winter, we take a special trip to the library so that she can get new books. And so I bought her a library bag because our library sells these canvas bags. And so I bought her one to keep her books in. And so she just keeps them in the back of her car so that she always has a book. And it's great. She's been doing this for like 2 years or so. Last year she was like, I have a bag of books that I need to return to the library, and I was like, just hand them here, I'll take them.
Speaking of library books that you return, false prints. I've had it for like 2 months and I read it in like 24 hours. It's fine. I love libraries, but I'm so bad with deadlines. And libraries just make it, we're not a good combo. Online libraries are good. But
just take it back.
Yeah. It's like I cannot be trusted to give it back. So you have to just, but it's fine. I'll do it before I leave on Friday. Probably.
Well, you have to return the physical books or they cut off your online library.
Well,
oh my God, I made it.
I've just been renewing it online. It's like, oh shit, it's due.
Yeah, my library, we can only do that 3 times. So then we have to physically go in and then be like, hey, my renewals are up. Because I have this Truly Deeply Madly is a paperback that I got like 75 or 80 pages in. And then I have been, because I read it whenever I finish my Year of Favorites reads, and then I'll go back to that one. I haven't been able to read it in a while. So I think I've been renewing this book for the past year.
Wow.
It just lives in my bag now. But like at one point, I mean, if somebody else puts a hold on it, then they'll be like, no, you have to give it back.
You can't just keep it. Oh, that's fair.
Oh, yeah, Cemetery Boys from the Gay Bookshop. Tina had a date there with her now. Nice. I love that. Bookshop dates are great. When I go work Anime Expo, I'm going to be staying a day or 2 in LA to chill with CB, and we will probably have another bookshop date at the Ripped Bodice.
It's really close to me.
As I sit there and I go, remember, your budget is how much fits in the suitcase.
And I go, should have hired me at the windows.
Well, last year when CBA and I worked Expo, she wasn't living in LA yet, and so we were in the Ripped Bodice with our luggages because we were gonna fly out later that day, and we're sitting there. We both wanted so many books, and we just got paid from the convention, so we're like, the budget is how much we'll
Yeah,
fit in the
not comparing
luggage.
prices on
barely
things,
had
but
any
comparing
space.
like the size of books. Like, I can't afford this one, even though it's $10 cheaper than the smaller one.
Room space was more
Yeah.
valuable the dollar amount at that time.
But now, if you really go over your
Yeah, I
packing
was really
space,
glad
I can just ship them to you.
Tina visited for a little bit before the writing retreat and after the writing retreat last year, and she happened to be here on a library day, so I was like, you can use my library card, and we had a copy of a book she had been wanting to read. So yeah, I love our local library. They're building one right in front of my mom's house too, and my mom keeps going, or she like informed me, she's like, I think they were bringing in the books for the new library, and I'm like, that's good, Mom.
The windows with binoculars, be like, the books are coming.
But like, the thing is that I'm like, I love the old library so much. I'm like, am I gonna have to start making 2 stops on library day? I don't know what to do anymore.
One can never have too many libraries. There's 2 libraries near me. I've only been to one so far, and it was in a cool older building. And yeah, I didn't explore it that much because I was like printing out stuff. But it was very quiet.
I holed up in the cabin for an afternoon to read it. It was great.
Hi. It is time for her to do her rounds. Yeah, my New York library card got cut off because I'm no longer a resident of New York with college, and I'm sad about it. But it's fine.
A lot of public libraries will let you, if you just pay like $5. It's either $5 or $10, depending on the library, and you can just have a card. You don't have to live there.
Possibly.
Nashville does that, except they're like, those bastards. They're like, yeah, you can sign up for a Nashville card, but you can't use the online services unless you go in person to get the card. And I'm like, but you can use like, check out their physical books. And I'm like, that's not
the opposite. You think it would be the opposite?
Yes, one would think, but no. I think it's their way of making you go.
My the AOT friend from earlier, we went on like a day trip. We met up halfway in New York City, and we spent probably 2 hours just sitting in a library. I read a full manga and cried my fucking eyes out in the middle of the library because we were waiting for our phones to charge because we both planned poorly. And so we're just like sitting there. I think we had like a dinner reservation later, just hanging out reading, and I was like properly sobbing in the middle of the library. It was really bad. And I was like,
this is sobbing. That sounds really great though. Like when we went to the library day this weekend, there was my daughter had, while she was like waiting for her brothers to finish looking for books and stuff, she had started reading one of the comics that she had in her, or one of the graphic novels she had in her library bag, and she had gotten like 2/3 done with it. And so I was like, do you just want to finish it before we leave? And she's like, yeah. And so I told her brothers, I'm like, we're gonna sit here and let your sister finish her book. And they were like, okay.
My family in Pennsylvania, we live like less than a quarter mile from one of the public libraries, and we'll go and just hang out in the library and read, and I'll write or whatever.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
It's 25 minutes away.
That's how, not this past summer, I think it was 2 summers ago, I was reading through Naruto because I was just ordering them to the library and then going over and picking them up. They were very Cheez-It stained, but... or Cheeto, not Cheez-It. It's fine, my brain power is vanishing by the second.
I mean, that's appropriate as they were Naruto and Naruto's orange.
But they were fun. I didn't get very far.
I feel this, Tina. Like,
Yeah.
I will plan out my year of favorites holds and my nostalgia train holds, right? And then all the books that I had, you know, when I had time to just read other random things, and I'd be like, oh, I want to read this and this and this. And then all of a sudden they all come in and I'm like, I'm not ready for you. Come back.
There's, for my beach trip with my family coming up, there's a comic book shop at the beach that I've been going to for years. And that's going to be an issue for me. Because part of me is like, I want to get them, but the comics, even like the ones that are like this long, like a couple volumes or issues, I finished in like 45 minutes. And I'm like, well, okay. I just spent $20 for that. For that 45 minutes of entertainment.
I feel it. Hoopla has a lot of comics. Like, I find Libby's not super good for comic issues, but Hoopla.
I don't know, but like actual formatted comics, like rather than web comics. I don't want to read.
They do. Phone. Oh well, okay. So my Hoopla, when I'm reading the formatted comics, I double click a panel and then I can just swipe sideways and it goes to individual panels.
Wow.
So
I will explore that.
Okay.
I did not know that was an option.
I quite enjoy. I always experiment with all my library apps. Bella's plan is to go through and read Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Apparently, Bleach is so much better than the anime, and I'm concerned it's going to ruin the anime for me.
I've watched like 10 seasons of the anime.
I try to, if this is a thing you can do, always like hold each adaptation or each version of a medium as separate. Yeah. Because there are pros and cons to different mediums, and yeah. I was reminded recently that one of my reasons that I have held to that so deeply and so dearly, especially like since I was a kid, is actually because of Sailor Moon. Because a lot of people will like talk about how the 90s anime doesn't really follow the manga and this and that and all of that. And, you know, they'll go on about how Crystal's so much better because it follows the manga. And I'm like, you're literally being so disrespectful to the mangaka because she was super involved in seasons 1 through 3.
Also, she was disrespectful.
She was less involved in it's the perspective of a lot of people is that an adaptation should stick to the source medium because that was the creator's intent. And I'm like, well, that's nice, except, you know, when the creator works on the adaptation and some of the changes are per their request, like, that's why when I see an adaptation and stuff, I try to always look at it or always frame it as what I like and what I dislike about it, not what I think made it like better, or not like, oh well they ruined it or anything, or well this is really shitty or all that, because that is the case a lot of times where the creator actually does work on the adaptation or has a say in it. And so like when people start shit talking some of the changes and they're trying to do it in the spirit of like basically, oh well the author or the author, yeah. So it's like you really don't need to defend them because they're the ones who, you know, it's like you're coming from a weird place.
I've been slowly every once in a while watching the Percy Jackson TV show. And it's definitely like aimed a bit towards a younger audience. So I'm not unhappy with it or anything, but definitely like experiencing when I'm in the mood for that kind of thing. And it is different from like the source material, but I know Rick Riordan was like there the entire time and like the head writer on the whole thing. So I'm like,
he fought people on the internet about some of the changes. Yeah. I don't know which ones. I just know people started criticizing some of the changes, and he took to the internet and was like, "Hey, stop that."
And I've been enjoying it. I'm just like, this is it's interesting perspective on adaptation. I know the How to Train Your Dragon like live action movie's coming out soon. And I
want to know how I found out. You want to know how I found out about that?
How?
Chris and I went to watch a movie on Disney Plus, and I see not Hiccup,
Toothless?
the dragon. Yes, thank you. I see Toothless, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Toothless. Nothing, and then I see Hiccup, and I'm like, that's a real boy.
There's a real boy. I've seen like where it's a Toothless, and I'm like, is this a part of the trailer for the new one, or is that the animated one? I mean, I'm glad they didn't change up what he looks like because it's such an iconic look. But like, I have to wait to see if it's the like 16-year-old boy with the intense cheekbones, or if it's
I'm like, I had such a Pinocchio moment. It's like, that's a real boy. Hold on. And then Chris goes, oh, I didn't know the live action adaptation was coming out so soon. And I'm like, I didn't know it existed.
Here in LA, there's so many posters for it, which I'm okay with, having just giant billboards full of dragons.
I live under a rock.
Yeah.
The
only reason I know about anything is because if I step outside and look vaguely upwards, I'll see a bunch of different signs.
She steps out from under her rock and she sees things. I step out from under my rock and it's just trees everywhere.
Yeah. I miss the trees.
Yeah. Libby has so many comics for us, and also I figured out how to read them on ones. Nice. Oh yes, I will. With Tina saying this, I want to say to everybody that whenever I say I have something on my Hoopla or my Libby, like, I definitely recommend checking both apps all the time, because like it's all based on whatever your library has or how they set things up. So
I love playing library roulette with all of the different libraries I have access to. At one point, I had Boston, New York, and Philly. And I was like, yes, I have access to everything.
I was like I'll get a book in and it'll be like, oh, your Nashville hold has come in. Do you want to get rid of your other one? And I'm like, no, what if I don't finish it? I will get rid of this manually when I so choose. Bella said that's why I love the One Piece adaptation and how Oda was heavily involved with the changes to the story. Oda, like, that man had so much power. He was just like,
on the live action one?
Yeah, he does.
That's cool.
Like, he approved all of the changes and stuff, and one of the reasons that all of the characters are cast ethnically accurate to the manga characters is because Oda was basically like, they have to be. Or like, if they don't match, they are not playing that character. And I was like, fair enough.
It seems cute. I've seen a lot of like clips of it and stuff. I watched the like first episode or so, and I'm like, I don't like stretchy people. Like this, I'm going to struggle through the Fantastic Four movie coming up because I hate the imagery of stretchy people.
that could pose a potential issue.
I'm like, this is really cute, but also I'm getting the urge to cover half the screen.
You're like, it's really cute, but every time the main character's there.
This is really well done, like CGI, and I'm going to throw up.
Unfortunate.
I was like, no thanks. I just don't like the visuals of that. It's very well done. It looks great. But my vision's going hazy from looking at it for too long. Okay, it's not that bad, but it is like, oh, my skin's crawling. I'm sorry. So I will bow out of that one.
That's all right.
I saw the trailer for the new Fantastic Four, and it was like a clip of Pedro Pascal, like, what? And I'm like, nope, did not like that. At least he's very close to cover it up, so it's not like stretchy skin, but it's still.
I have such mixed feelings with the Fantastic Four. I hate Reed Richards. I hate that man. And that character, I should say. I hate that fictional character. But he's being played by Pedro Pascal, and therefore I'm mad about it. Because I'm like, because I love Pedro Pascal. And he has yet to play a character I haven't enjoyed. And I'm like, how could you betray me?
I love Johnny Storm, so I'm excited for, I forget the actor. Mine's totally blanking on the actor's name. That's playing this Johnny Storm, and I'm interested in a take on Johnny Storm, because I like Johnny Storm. I think he's fun. The Chris Evans Johnny Storm I saw as a little kid, and my older brother and I dressed up as like Invisible Woman and Johnny Storm. So
Susan and Johnny. She's
He's
Susan
bored.
Storm to me because Reed Richards sucks. So I ignore her marriage to him.
I don't think I've ever heard her referred to as Sue Richards. So Sue Storm is just what it is in my head too.
My husband likes the Fantastic Four. Susan Storm, he loves her, and it's weird because Johnny Storm is an archetype that my husband absolutely hates, but he loves Johnny.
My little brother is partly named after Ben Grimm. Like,
I love Ben. Ben's great. But yeah, and like we were talking about it the other day. He's like, I don't know why I love Johnny. He's so stupid. And normally I hate stupid characters, but I love how stupid he is. And I'm like, I don't understand it either.
He has a level of charisma. Plus, it's really cool that he turns into a flaming person. I love fire. I think it's cool. Just that movie. If I might be like, ooh, during some of it.
Slightly adjacent. My husband plays Marvel Rivals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so occasionally he sends me like fan art from the Marvel Rivals fandoms and stuff because it's fascinating.
Okay.
I love how like this is like following the like adaptation. You have like, because the Marvel verse is so huge, you've got the comic book fans, the movie fans, and now the Marvel rival fans, right? And they all like argue over their versions of the characters. Yeah. And there's like people who are trying to defend Namor, who because they're like Namor in Marvel Rivals is like he's not.
I'm like, wait, which version is he like not in?
That's not the point. He's in like all of them. He exists everywhere. But the point is like, and they're like they're painting him too. They're like he's a victim, guys. And while this is true, you can't be a victim and a villain at the same time.
No, I was saying which one is he not iffy in?
Oh, he's iffy in everything, but that's not the point. The point is they were like trying to say that he's not iffy in other things, and that Marvel Rivals, because they like have given him some very iffy voice lines and stuff, and they're like, no, they're taking him and they're making him terrible. And I told my husband this, and he scoffed, and he goes, now Namor is one of my husband's favorite characters, but he scoffs and he goes, they portrayed him perfectly. I don't know what he's supposed to be kind of crazy.
They're making him gross and or iffy. They're
making him icky and gross. My husband can.
The issue is, no, I don't really know anything about him, but I watched Wakanda Forever, and I did not like him being creepy. I'm like, oh.
I actually think Wakanda Forever is the like least iffy version of him that has ever existed.
I mean, that just sets the bar then. I just didn't. I was like, oh, he's kind of cool. And then I was like, he's less cool. I don't like it. Go so slow and get too close to home existing as a person.
I would say I love Namor in Wakanda Forever.
I mean,
I find him questionable everywhere else. But okay, so the reason the iffy factor I'm talking about is he's very iffy towards Sue Storm because he is in love with the Invisible Woman and he thinks her husband sucks, and so he wants her to go be with him. And I'm like, you know what? I agree. And also, Namor, depending on the comic and everything, he goes from being kind of a villain to an anti-hero. So he's like one of those characters where it's like it's very gray, very you know Marvel has so many of them, where it's like they're a villain in one storyline and they're a hero in another. So that's very Namor. And yeah, so people who only saw him in Black Panther 2, and then they play Marvel Rivals, and they're like, oh, he's like a really cool character, and he's like the first Hispanic like hero on the big screen and stuff, because like I said, in the comics he's an anti-hero. And then but the Invisible Woman didn't exist in the movies, but she's in Marvel Rivals, and so he hits on her a lot, and they're like, why is he such a creep? My husband is just like, because that's just how he is. So
he's seductive, like Shuri and stuff in the movie, and I thought it was cool, interesting, but I'm just like,
He was the first mutant in Marvel Comics, yes. Oh snap! I only know him from Marvel Snap. What is Marvel Snap?
Bye, Bella.
Bye, Bella. We will be closing down. We are past the 3-hour mark.
Stevie just floats off to bed.
Before I only know 5+ power if he's the only card in place. Very handy.
Thank you, Tina.
Yes. He's very popular in the Latin American population because, like I said, he is the first Hispanic hero to reach the big screen. Is he Hispanic or Latin? He's the first. I'm gonna just go with Latin American for the moment. He's the first Latin American hero on the big screen and everything. But unfortunately, the movies, especially comics, have this thing where they like to pit the Black population and the Latino population against each other. So he's the villain in the movie for the Black superhero, and that caused some issues and questionable feelings. But yeah. The one thing that nobody can deny, though, is that he is very iffy towards Susan. But in a way that I like.
No one can deny this, but I like it. Well,
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying Reed Richards sucks. And Namor would treat Susan right.
Okay.
But do you two have anything that you would like to tell the people or to say?
See you Wednesday.
Nope.
Are you still accepting new betas, RP?
Always, yeah. Why not?
All right. So RP is accepting betas if anybody wishes to do that. CB and I will be doing Whip Wednesday on her channel, and then talking about Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation Volume 1 on Friday. And then I will see you next Monday. Bye.